Good evening, everyone. This is the first students presentation series from TiBLANEI for the year 2025 on Tibeto-Burman languages of Northeast India, and we welcome you all for this series. And our presenters are Elizabeth Rankol and Salka Tripura from Assam University, Silchar, and Professor Pautang Haukip, our president from JNU, New Delhi, will be chairing the session. So over to you, Professor Haukip.
Okay, good evening to one and all. This is the first series of talks that we are trying to conduct in this year. So beginning with students' presentation, research scholars' presentation. So for our first series, we have two speakers today, one on the Rankol and one on Tripuri. So it's good to see many of you joining this after every. Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's been a while that we have not get to meet with each other. So this is the first platform opportunity for us to interact and listen to the scholars from Assam University. For those of you who are new to this program, so let me once again briefly introduce you to TiBLANEI. So TiBLANEI is an association of linguists working on Tibeto-Burman languages of Northeast India. So Northeast India, but also extending to other Tibeto-Burman languages. And this has been a very fruitful journey since its inception. We have been able to conduct 2 to 3 international seminars and lots of series of talks. And we are also fortunate to have in our group many leading linguists. Today we have Zakaria Mohammed. He is a specialist on Kukichin languages of Bangladesh. So he has written extensively on those languages. So welcome you, Zakaria, and also Vandem is not present here. So without much further delay, so I welcome each and every one of you to this talk and also encourage you to ask questions, provide your comments, suggestions. And this is basically meant to improve our students, analysis of the languages they are working with. So with these few words of welcome, may I hand over the floor to Monali again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Haukip. And I would like to request our first presenter, Elizabeth Rankol, to kindly share your screen and start your presentation. Time allotted is 15 to 20 minutes for presentation, followed by 5 to 10 minutes of discussion. It may be more. Or if the chairperson allows, then we can have both the presentations followed by discussion. Which one would you like to prefer? Okay.
As you wish, as you have already said, 15 to 17 minutes of a presentation, then followed by comments and suggestions, and then followed by the next speaker. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Haukip. And over to you, Elizabeth. I have made you co-host. You can start sharing your screen, and the time starts now. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone, and all the TiBLANEI team that you have offered me for this opportunity. And I, Elizabeth Rankol from the Department of Linguistics, Assam University, Silchar. Here is the topic that I'm going to present on sound chains in Sak and Thang Rankol. This is the introduction. Rankol is mainly spoken in Assam, Dimahasau, in the district of Kachar, Hailagandi, Karimganj, and Tripura. And in the district of Tripura, it is Sipahizila, Khawai, and Dalai. And Rankol has two varieties, that is Sak and Thang. Sak is mainly spoken in Dimahasau in Assam, and Mizoram, and Thang is spoken in Barak Valley in Assam and the whole of Tripura. The speaker of the Rangkol are approximately 18,000 to 20,000 according to the Ethnologue of 2022. Rangkol is a central Kukichin which fall under the Tibetan-Burman languages. It is vulnerably endangered, and there are two different orthography. In Assam, it is used as Rangkol. In Tripura, it is Rangkol. This is the map, the area where Rangkol is spoken in Assam and Tripura. This is objective. In this paper, I would like to highlight some of the objective that to identify the differences in sound in the dialects and to observe the more productive rules which is formed in both the varieties and to determine whether the Sak or the Thang varieties has more significant, and also to describe the lexical variant of similarities and dissimilarities in both the varieties, and also to describe the phonological contrast found in the Rangkol languages, and to examine the protoform and also the environment changes. Methodology. The methodology is approximately the data I have collected is from the word list. It is 500 to 1,000 sentences and narrative, and the duration of the fieldwork is 15 to 20 days. And the fieldwork was mostly concentrated in and around Haflong in the district of Dimahasau. And for the Sak varieties and for the Thang varieties, I have focused mainly from the district of Khawai, Dalai district in Tripura. Primary data was also collected method in addition to telephonic, which was undertaken during the verification. The data was recorded with the help of digital phone, and from the age group of 20 to 30 and from 40 to 60, both from male and female. And here, these are the total similarities from both the varieties, that is from the Sak and the Thang. This is here, the data which I have provided here is Leidak, which it is Leiden, and Tisen, Blood, That, Keel, Twitcher, Watery, Lung, that is Stone, Dumde, Fireflies, Lungpui, Rock. These are highly dissimilarities among these two varieties, that is Arangin in Sak varieties and in Thang varieties, that is Rupa, which it means everything. Dengting, which it is in Sak varieties, and Thang varieties, that is Tokorok, which is Ponder. It is also known as immortal. Ainuvet, and in Thang varieties, it is Huangkep, which is scorpion. Kok, Ura in Thang varieties, which is a basket. Irnei, Arthat, it is marriage. Mikhe, Buri, spoon used for rice. Appendices. This is where the sound changes, the sound interchange in both the languages and both the varieties. In Sak, Rangachak, in Thang it is Rangkachak, which underlying the form, it is Rangkachak. Then it is in Sak varieties again Hongro, in Thang varieties it is Hongro, which means come here, and in the underlining form it is Horo. It is changes due to the nearer sound of the vowels, and also the condition changes because of the nearer sound which is in both the varieties. And another Hongchoi, it is bring it. This is vowel alternation in both the varieties. In Sak variety, this is Kong. In Thang variety, this is Keng, which means thin. And in Sak varieties, Ping, which changes into the vowel into U, Pung. Tuiluang, it is a long vowel. And in Thang varieties, it is Tuilong, it is river. In Sak varieties, it is Varbu, which it is deleted again, the Ra. In the Sak varieties and in Thang varieties, it is Vabu, which means nest. Metathesis. In this variety, in this metathesis, the vowel changes in tongue varieties, that is, it alternately changes. That is, who is the data? It is irvot. In tongue varieties, it is rivot, which means lich, iriel, ariel, which means hailstone, irneng, rineng. In tongue varieties, it is mud. Then irlet, rilet, in which means change. Arvak, ravak, which means climbing. And here the vowel lengthening. Vowel lengthening mostly occur only in tongue varieties, and in all the vowels, wherever it is vowels, the tongue varieties always has a vowel lengthening, which means like in suck varieties, school, in tongue varieties, school. A which means slow. In suck varieties, some. In tongue varieties, some. It is hair. In suck varieties, it is soul. In tongue varieties, soul. Then it is tired, which means in suck varieties it is par. In tongue varieties it is par, which means flower. And in suck varieties veng. In tongue varieties it is veng, which means peep. Fricative alternation in the initial position and also in the final position, as it can be seen that in suck varieties, the fricative fa changes. In the tongue varieties it is sa. In all the position, the fa changes to sa. Like in suck varieties, it is fak, fak. In tongue varieties, it is sak, which means eat. In suck varieties, it is fe. In tongue varieties, it is se, which means go. In suck varieties, it is farnu. In tongue varieties, it is sarnu, which means a paternal side of the a paternal side of a siblings of the female. It is known as sarnu. Then here kumfat, it is rasat, which means bedbug, and pur, it is fur, which means cutting down the tree. Here the aspirated change, here it's aspirate changes. Voicing. In sub varieties, all the voiceless changes to voice. In tongue varieties, which is rei. In tongue varieties, it is rei, which means X. In sub varieties, it is la. In tongue varieties, it is la, which means song. In sub varieties, it is mai. In tongue varieties, mai, which means face. In sub varieties, nar. In tongue varieties, it is nar, which means nose. And in sub varieties, lumpi. In tongue varieties, lumpi, which means broom. In sub varieties, which munkat. In tongue varieties, munkat, which means together. Deletion. All the deletion from sub varieties in the tongue varieties, all the sub varieties has all the initial part of a. In tongue varieties, which is always deleted the initial position, that is apu, which means grandfather. In tongue varieties, pu, the initial position is always deleted in the tongue varieties. Api, in tongue varieties, pi, which means grandfather, grandmother. In sub varieties, anute. In tongue varieties, which means puinga, which means auntie. Apate, puinga, uncle from paternal side, the younger brother, which means apater, paterpa, father, elder brother. Athurpa, turnu, or athurpa, athurnu, or atarpi, atarpu. And in tongue varieties, always it is thurpa, turnu, which means in-laws, mother-in-laws, father-in-laws. Here the final vowels always deleted in the tongue varieties, whereas in sub varieties always it remains. Tumo, in tongue varieties it is tum, which means who. Tutamo, tutam, which means who. Sarku, sarkul. In the sub varieties it is deleted, in the tongue varieties it remains, which means porcupine. Atun, atuni. In now, hin, hima. In sub varieties it is deleted. Mizan, minjani. Monotonization in both the varieties, which always interchange. Like in sub varieties it is tuam. In tongue varieties, tuam, which means repair. Mol, in tongue varieties, mol, which means mountain. Nuam, nuam. In tongue varieties, it is nuam, and it is except. Koloi, koloi, which means evening. Kolai, which means Kolai, outside. Conclusion. Here in the study reveals the verbal alternation occurs regularly in both the varieties, but mostly occur in the tongue varieties, which is in the data it is seen. There is also totally similarities and highly dissimilarities across these two dialects, and vowel lengthening always occur regularly in the tongue varieties. And deletion and insertion in the initial position is mostly found in the tongue varieties rather than the suck varieties. And also in the tongue varieties, there are lots of insertion and deletion which are yet to be investigate more in the upcoming research. And the initial alternation of fricative fa changes to sa is very much regular in the tongue varieties, and the voice nasal bilabial to voiceless ma to ma is frequently found in the tongue varieties. All the voiceless are mostly occur in the suck varieties, and the tongue varieties which are absent the voiceless. And also the nasal alveolar na to na, la to la, ra to ra are productive in suck varieties, and in tongue varieties the voiceless sound are always absent, and monotongue of wa, way, I are found in the suck, and way, o, a are commonly found in the tongue varieties. And most of the consonant insertion and others are also yet to be investigated more. And I expect lots of suggestion and feedback from the participant. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, what you call Elizabeth Roncol, for that short yet very interesting data that you have presented. So I would now request the speakers to not the speaker, the audience to raise some questions. So while you do that, I'll have a few observations. One observation is from the data, it appears that the two languages are very, very similar, except for some changes here and there. So in your opinion, according to your understanding, is there mutual intelligibility between the two languages? How far is the mutual intelligibility condition is there between the two languages or to the variety?
Yes, sir. There is a mutual intelligibility with the sub-varieties, which is the lingua franca for all the varieties that the sub-varieties we use for the lingua franca. But yeah.
Which one do you use for lingua franca sub variety?
Yeah, the sub-varieties.
Okay. Okay, then in your data, you have provided something like what ura, there is basket. I think ura is a Bengali, is a loan verb from Bengali. Am I right? Ura.
It basket may be, but I have no idea so far. But as my informant provided me basket as a ura, so
because I have from Ranglong, from the Ranglong, your sister language. Sir. From Ranglong, they also have the ura, which is a term for basket, probably borrowed from Bengali. I'm not sure.
It might be.
Yeah. So in your what you call presentation on apheresis, so when you have something like in Sag, you have apu, then in Tang it become olipu. So the I is dropped there. So what about if I say my grandfather, my grandfather? So there it will be dropped.
Yeah, there the first person in the sub varieties is there. The first person singular come there. So there kipu, kapu there in the Tang varieties it comes, and the I is dropped there. But sometime in the sub varieties always I is added in the sub varieties.
Can you show the slide, Elizabeth, because participants are not able to follow the slide and the
apheresis.
Yeah, apheresis.
No, apheresis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going back here. So these are what you call kingship terms. So usually in kingship term, what we do in Kukichel languages is that we always add the prenominal prefix apu or kapu or napu, something like that. If it is my father kapu, if it is your your father it will be Napu, something like that. So I was wondering why in Tang the pronominal prefix is dropped there. Or just check with your informant, because it would be very natural for the native speaker to add the kapu or napu or apu. So why they are dropping that? Because the kingship terms always are attached with possessive marker. That is the pronominal clitics. So these are my few observations. So now let us invite what you call comments, suggestion from the audience.
Hello, Elizabeth.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, that was a very interesting presentation, like
Yes, sir.
Sir Patang has said. Uh, can you please go to the slide of fricative?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you have this fricative alternation from fa to sa in the initial position, and you have ha and fa as well.
Addition.
Okay, yeah. So no, my question is this alternation? Does this alternation happens with all the with other words where there is this fa and sa in the initial position, or you just this data that you have shown here? Does it happen only in this data you have shown here, or does it happen like this uniformly? I mean, uniformly in a sense, all the fa in sak will become sa in tang. Does it happen that way, or is it just the examples that you have shown it here?
It happens mostly like 70% is like, yeah, it happens like it changes from fa to sa.
Kalebo, you are muted.
Ha.
So what she's saying that in 60 to 70% of the lexicon, the what you call labiodental fricative fa changes to alveolar sa. This is what she's saying. But in the last data, where you have the where you have this pur, the voiceless aspirated bilabial aspirated stop pa changes to fa. So here it is a case of what you call stop changing into fricatives. So elsewhere, it changes, fa changes to sa. Yeah, you search for more data where this applies. And if this is very consistent, then what should be the rule? What kind of rule should you put it there? So fricative fa alternates with, okay. So any other question from the participants? Especially,
Pausang, if I can just add one or two.
mhm.
So thank you, Elizabeth. It was a good paper. I think a lot of interesting phonological phenomena there. But I just wanted to point out that in these kind of presentations, I think you need to also include analysis. What you have presented is just data. And that's the reason why a lot of questions will arise. For instance, you have said that 60 to 70% of the vocabulary of the fur and stir alternation. So I think in the analysis, one should be able to arrive at why only 60 to 70. If we look at sound change is supposed to be very regular. So it would have been good if some of the analysis was given, not only showing us the data. Secondly, now when you have these kind of alternations, there's also this, we believe that one must have come from the other, or there must be a dialect from which these two must have come. So one of it must be more basic than the other. So if you look at the lengthening, vowel lengthening, I think Kuki-Chin has long vowels, long, and many Kuki-Chin languages, I think, contrast long and short vowels. So when you say vowel lengthening, you're assuming that the Sak variety is basic, and the Thang variety derives from Sak. So what you're saying is short vowels become long. Why not the other way around? Can you also say that long vowels become shortening? So what is the evidence for that? To say that it is lengthening or it is shortening. So yeah, interesting data. A lot of I think phonological phenomena, but I wish there was more analysis shown to us. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, any more questions, please? We still have time, so let us not be in a hurry. Yeah.
May I come in? Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Is this Samir?
No, Alindra.
Olin, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you and congratulations, Elizabeth. You have started the top, the series.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, my point is similar to Dr. Temsu. Actually, yeah, my question was also which one is the underlying one? Between suck and tongue. So if we are, saying it deletion, why it is not insertion the other way around? So we have to, try to find out which one is the basic one. So that was also my point. The other one point is that actually in the slides on monophthongization, I think in both the varieties, if you can show in the screen, I think we can see that in both the varieties, we can see the only diphthongs here. So, where is your point of monophthongization here? That's my query. Yeah.
Yeah, this looks like it is diphthong alternation to me, rather than monophthongization. Yeah, Elizabeth, I think you need to correct the title later of this slide.
Yeah, so
Okay,
instead
sir.
of
I'll look into it and try to change and
so the alternation is between ua and o. Here in sak variety we have ua, there is tuam. Then in the thang variety we have tuam. So the alternation is not of monophthongs, it is of diphthongs. That's what the person is asking. Yeah.
okay,
Yes,
sir. I'll correct it.
initial one is changing, and sometimes the final one is changing.
And also something like Huloi. I think if what you call this Muhammad is there, he can correct us. Huloi. So the vowel is long there. So after O, you have the lang vowel. Then phonetically, the O is longer there. So it will be Huloi and Hulai for outside. So check this description from other languages. So Lai, Oi, these are slightly longer than the one that with Swa. Hey.
Yes, sir. I'll look into it.
Yeah, Mohammed, you have any questions? Because you are also an expert there on Kitchen. We would like to hear from you.
Yeah, thanks,
Zakaria.
Saqib. And yeah, thanks, Elizabeth, for your nice presentation. I will have just one suggestion. Maybe you could look at the words that can then be reconstructed with initial interdental fricative, tha. So those are realized as fa in central languages and sa in Malaic languages. Maybe you will find some regularity there in their reflexes. So yeah, you can just look at the words that Ken Renwick's 2009 reconstruction, reconstruct the words with initial incidental fricative tha. So I can see the word he reconstructed for go as te, which becomes se in Marathi, if I'm not wrong, and fe in central languages. Yeah.
Okay, sir, I'll look into it.
So what Zakaria is suggesting is that if you look at the proto-reconstruction of Kuki-Chin by Kenneth Van Beek,
Yes.
so there is a proto form which is interdental tha. So the interdental tha become fa in some languages, then it goes on to become sa in other languages. So look at other literature, how these sound changes have taken place, and this is what he is suggesting you. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I have another small question. So I'm working on verb stem alternations in South Central languages now. So if you have any idea about stem alternations in any of the varieties that you were studying on Franco?
Okay,
When
what Zakaria is asking you is that is there any verb stem alternation in your language or in these two varieties?
there is no verb stem alternation in Rangkol,
Mhm.
but yeah, when we have checked about the alternation and all, there is no such alternation in these languages.
Okay, I would suggest you to look at this one, what you call nominalization process. Something like if it is good is sa. You say what is good in your language? Sa, asa iti.
It is asa, but
Asa. But good,
yeah,
if you say goodness, his goodness, then you say asat na.
asa sabak.
Asa sabak there. So in one of the languages, sister language of Tripura, you find this alternation in nominalization. When you nominalize stative verbs or adjectives, then you get this alternation. Elsewhere, we don't get it in this group of languages. Perhaps we have to check more data. The
Okay,
only
sir.
data I found is that in the process of nominalization, one may find what you call stem alternation.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, there might be another root that you can look at is pain. So I have found this as, so you have alternation between na and nat.
Yeah, na is pain, but when it comes to nut, in Thang varieties it is nut, but it might be another stem alternation. But so far, when I investigate for now, I didn't come across. But in other grammatical term, I might see.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, can I have one observation?
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
Yeah, not observation actually. So yeah, the voice consonants are observed in your data, like how la, ma, no are the voice. So did you also try to find out like some like if yeah, if one vowel is occurring in between two voiceless consonants, and, do you try to find out that the vowel is devoiced? Like in the word for blood, it is thisam. Thisam. What is that?
Go to
Yeah.
your data. Thyssen,
Yeah,
blood. Go to your data.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, thisam. Yeah.
Yes.
Suppose here the e in between tha and sa, can it sometimes become like chen, like that? This thisem or chen?
It's a sensor.
No, I mean the vowel e, the high vowel e. Can it become divorced sometimes in one of the varieties? Did you try try to find out that?
So far, I have not find out, but I will investigate more.
Because usually in some of Tibeto-Burman languages, if high vowel, one high vowel occurs in between two voiceless consonants, it
Yes.
is devoiced in some languages. So if consonant devoicing is there, you can check the vowel devoicing also.
In tongue varieties, yeah, in the color term, it changes. It can be devoicing in the tongue varieties because the sen changes to sun, a sun.
Okay, that is a matter that you have to investigate. What Alendro is saying is that do you have, when you have two voiceless consonants, tha and sa, so the vowel intervening the two voiceless consonants has the potentiality to become voiceless. This is what he is asking. Perhaps I don't think we have vowel devoicing in these languages as far as my my understanding goes. So vowel devoicing doesn't take place under the influence of the voiceless consonants, surrounding voiceless consonant. Anyway, yeah, this is something that you can think about it. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any more question? We can take one last question. Okay, finally, there seems, what about tone? So you have not mentioned about your data has not marked any tone. So is tone not present in the language at all, or what is your initial understanding of this tonal
Its
system?
presence are, we have three tones, that is high, mid, and low in the sub varieties, but in the tongue varieties, there are high, mid, and low mid is also there. So for that, I need to investigate more on work with the prat.
No, that's fine. You can do it. But next time when you present, all the words which have tones should be marked, because if a language is tonal, you have to mark the tone. So without that, your work will not be appreciated. Okay. So thank you once again. If there are no more questions, we'll give a big applause to what you call Elizabeth. You may lock off your presentation, and then we'll call upon the next presenter. Who is the next presenter, Monali? Can you introduce?
Shalka Tripura. Yeah. Shalka, can you unmute and share your screen, your PPT, please?
Yeah.
From the first slide. No, this is last one. First slide. Please share your screen again. Yeah, play from start. Yeah. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, please start.
Okay, yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Salkat Tripura. I'm from Assam University, Department of Linguistics. Thank you for the TiBLANEI for giving me this opportunity to present to present a paper on the tense and aspect in Tripura. To briefly introduce, Anok Tripura is spoken mainly in 4th district of Tripura and also as well as in Assam and Bangladesh. And for the language classifications, Anok Tripura is one of the dialect of Tripura and which comes under the Kongporok Bodogaro language family. And these are the varieties of Tripura, as you can see in the slide. And yeah, Anok Tripura is spoken mainly like in Gumati and South Tripura. And if we go further to see where Anok are there. And the population of Tripura and Tripuri is 5,92,255. according to the Census of India 2011. The variety has no script of its own. It is both written in Bengali and Roman script. It has high mutual intelligibility with Devarma, Jamatia, Koloi, and Rupni. Moving on to the next slide. My objective is structured in three categories. Firstly, to analyze the terms and aspect in Tripura. And secondly, to identify the morphological and semantic features of the tense and aspect language and Tripura language, and thirdly thirdly to examine how tense and aspect are marked in Tripura. Okay.
I think your arrow is in the bottom of the slide, in the screen. You can see it. You can try using the arrow key in your screen, in your keyboard.
So sorry.
You minimize and you can do it again. Reshare the screen. Otherwise, you can close the screen and reshare. Oh yeah, it works. Yeah. Okay.
So sorry for the technical issues. Yeah. For the methodology, yeah, this fieldwork is mostly concentrated in Ichasari, which is under the Korbuk subdivision, and this in the Gomati district, Tripura. Approximately 100 to 150 sentences were collected, and the duration of fieldwork were 5 to 7 days. And primary data collection method was also used, as well as telephonic verification for telephonic calls for verification of the data. And the data was recorded with the help of an Android phone and a Zoom recorder. And the data were taken from the age group of 20 to 30 and 40 to 60 from both male and female. Moving on to the next slide. This is the map of the state of Tripura. I have given an arrow, which is where the data were mostly collected from. Firstly, we'll talk with the first part of my presentation, that is on tense. In Tripura, the present tense is made by adding the ending "u" to the verb, and this ending this ending shows that the action is happening right now. It is always used to mark the present tense in the language. If we let's see to the example. For example, "b agotala thang." "B" is the third singular, and "agotala" and "u" is here. It's locative, and "thang" is go, and "u" is the present tense marker. And "b" can also be referred to "b," he and she goes to Agartala. Likewise, even in the second example, "u" is a present tense marker for the sentence. Moving on to the next. The past tense is shown by adding "ha" to the verb. If you exemplify the sentence one, "bo tini taha," "bo tini taha," "bo" is third singular, and "tini" is today, "tha" is go, and "ha" is past tense. He, she went today. Likewise, even for the second and third, second and third sentence, the past marker are all same. And here in the future tense, there are two different two different ending used to show the future tense. There is nai and nu. The nai shows that the event will definitely happen, while nu also shows that future tense, but means that the event might happen and is less certain. If we let's see the first example, bơ phai nai. Bơ is a third singular person, and phai is a come, and nai is a definite feature. And he, she will come. And as well as if we look at the another example, number 3, the nu. Here, bơ khol nu. Bơ is a third singular person, khol is the plug, and nu is the indefinite feature. So as well as number 4, it has the same marker for the sentence. With this, my first part of the presentation. Yeah. Now we'll move on to the aspect. This firstly will I've categorized in 5 aspects. Yeah, first we'll start with the continuative. Tripura expresses the continuous aspect with the help of the marker ui. It is the obligatory followed by the auxiliary verb tong and the tense marker. In the first sentence, bơ thang ui tong. Bơ is the third singular person. Thang is go. Ui is the completive, and tong is be, and o is the present tense marker here. And ui is the continuative is the marker which is showing that sentence that it is a continuative aspect. Likewise, even in the second sentence, if we look at it, it is more or less similar in same. Next, completive aspect. Yeah, in Tripura, it is expressed by the suffixing applied to the verb roots followed by tense or mood markers as exemplified below. Chung samung tang playu. Chung is a first person pronoun, and samung is work. The tang do. Play is a completive marker, completive aspect marker, and u is the present tense. We can complete the work. Here, even if we see at the third sentence, chung samung tang plai nai, chung is the first person pronoun, samung is work, tang is do, plai is the completive aspect marker, and nai is again the definite feature, which you can say that we will complete the work. And yeah, for the next we have is iterative aspect. The iterative aspect is expressed by the suffixing way to the verb root. It conveys the meaning of doing an action again. So yeah, if you see it, if you look at the sentence below, like it's here, bơ bulai tong nai. Bơ is the third single person, and bulai is fight, and ui is the iterative marker for in this sentence, and tong is stay, and nai is a definite future tense. And here in the closing, we can say that he will keep on fighting. As well as even if you look at the second sentence, ang sari tong. Ang is the first singular person. Cha is eat. Who is the iterative aspect here, and tong is stay, and who is the present tense marker for this sentence, which means I will keep on eating. Moving on to the next incentive aspect. The incentive aspect in Tripura is expressed by the suffixing so to the verb root followed by the tense marker. Here, if you look at the sentence, yeah, you can see that all the sentences are expressed by the suffixing so. That means ang tung so ha. I want first singular. Tung is play, so is incentive aspect, and also ha is the past tense marker. I started, or you can also say I began to play. Same ways, likewise, for the second and the third sentence is the same. And the next we have is the habitual aspect. The habitual aspect in Tripura is marked by the suffix u, indicating that occur regularly in both present and past contexts. Here in the first sentence, if we see kerung purung piti salung. Kerung is a noun. Kerung, Kerung is the name of the person. Purung is morning. Piti is daily. Cha is tea. Lung is drink. And this u is the habitual aspect marker for this sentence. in which we can say in this as like Kurung drinks tea every morning. Yeah, same goes like when for the second and third sentence, we can see that the suffix u is helping the sentence for marking the habitual aspect. And so yeah, for the morpheme order, yeah, if in in Tripura language, the morpheme order like is verb plus aspect plus tense. I mean, it's like verb, then aspect, and then comes the tense. So if you look at the first example, you can say like Chung Samung Tang Playu. Chung is a first person pronoun, Samung is work, and Tang is do, Play is the completive marker, and aspect, and also U is the present tense. And we can complete the work. Here you can see that Tang is the verb, Play is the completive aspect, and U is the present tense. Likewise, even for the second sentence, you can see that it has the same order, where it comes like verb, aspect, and the order is verb, aspect, and tense. Yeah, in my findings, I found that in Tripura, tense is shown by adding different endings to the verb. U means the action is happening now. For the present, ha is means it has already happened for the past, and nai shows something will definitely happen, while no means it might happen for the future. And in aspect, the aspect marker in Tripura always occur between the verb root and tense suffix. The completed aspect is marked by the ply, indicating completed actions. The incentive aspect uses so to show the beginning of an action. The habitual aspect is marked by wu, expressing regular actions in present and past. And the iterative aspect in Tripura is marked by we, indicating repeated actions on a single occasion. And the continuative aspect in Tripura is marked by the we plus the auxiliary verb tong, indicating an ongoing action with tense mark on the auxiliary verb. And for the morpheme order, yeah, the morpheme order in this language follows the pattern verb plus aspect plus tense. And so yeah, aspect marker consistently appear between the verb root and text tense suffix, indicating aspect precedes tense. With that, I've come to the conclusion of my presentation. And yeah, as this is a preliminary study of tense and aspect in Tripura, I would like to hear any suggestions and questions, and also, yeah, that you might have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, presenter, for that, again, very interesting topic and also interesting analysis. So now the floor will be opened. I will not make any opening comments. I will open the floor directly to the audience. Anyone can raise your hand, or some of you, if you want to ask a question, you can type it in the chat so that I can read it out to the audience. Please start. Yeah. Bodo Garo speak experts, Monali and Brahma, start asking questions.
Yeah, only there, yeah.
Alin.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, thank you, Santana. Yeah. So, I just wanted to know if you tried to find out the, tense and aspect marking in negative sentences also. If I do not know, maybe I missed. So if you have any, examples of negative sentences with tense and aspects, can you just tell about that? If there is any changes in tense aspect with negative sentences.
Yes, sir. Here in my presentation, I have not given any sentence on negation, but yeah, we have definitely negation. I think yeah, there will be, but I have not checked on it. Yeah, maybe in the future I will definitely check on it and maybe get back to you with the answers.
Okay.
But for now, yeah, I'm very sorry. Like I have not
Okay,
given
okay,
any.
fine. Yeah, yeah. Okay, fine. So you can, look into that. Then one more point is, can you tell me what is the perfect aspect marker in Tripura?
Sir, I think the perfect aspect marker will be, I think, maybe 9.
Completive, the one that you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The one that you say completive, that is perfect. Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
as in
Right.
English, if you have to say, I have completed,
Yeah.
how do say in Tripura? What
Sir,
will be the marker?
if sir, it will
I
be
have
the
everything. Yeah, yeah.
sir, if the sentence is I have completed, it will be something like ang palaiha. So then that means maybe it might be the completed aspect. The marker may be ha, but then sir, if the ha is it's past tense, so the marker may be the ha. It will be ha as per the
Okay.
sentence, but I'm not very
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
that yeah
Yeah, we can see here also, Tangplaiha.
yeah.
So, apply, if you can check it, there is a kind of aspect, we usually call it felicity. So, that fly may be a kind of termination felicity. So, you can check that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so, and one more. So, how do you say in Chitra, like, go and eat?
Go and eat.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, sir,
What will be the marker with food? Yeah, yeah.
sir, the marker will be way because thangui chaidi. Sir, if we will say like something thangui chaidi.
Now,
Go
now,
and
yeah, my point is the marker ui. You have,
yeah yeah.
discussed it as one is completed, then other one. Yeah. So I think that is not an aspect. That may be a non-finite marker. Okay.
Okay,
To
sir.
combine two verbs, like maybe it may be, the main verb and the other is auxiliary verb. But even if the one is main verb and the other is auxiliary verb, the first one can take non-finite marker. It may not be, not necessarily, maybe, it may not be an aspect. Yeah. My point is that you can check it also.
Okay, sir. I'll look into it then. Thank you, sir.
That's why I think you are confused with this marker, particular marker. You have, said it somewhere imperative and somewhere you have again discussed it with another term, a type of, aspect. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think these are very important points Olindra has raised. And I also want to add, as in like when you say we have gone and we are yet to go, do you find any difference in the uh, completion of the speech event?
Ma'am, we have gone and can you repeat? Tell me the
We
another.
are yet to go.
Um, well, I feel like maybe both the sentence like in the first sentence, yeah, as it is we have. I think in the second sentence we might find what we might find something like some negation marker if we say like weซึ่ง ho. So yeah, that uh, yeah might be the marker.
So you have a ha and ho difference in it being perfective and imperfective, right? Yeah.
I think so. Maybe yeah, I'll look into it.
Yeah, like you jung tangha, and then if you say we are yet taha and we are yet to go will be jung ta. What do you say?
Weซึ่ง ho.
Tang yo ho.
Mm.
Yeah. So I think these are things that you can explore more. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for your input.
I think the fly suffix here, maybe, you can compare it with the fly in Dimasa. As Dr. Monal is your, supervisor, we can, discuss if there is any similarity, between fly in Dimasa and fly in Tripura.
Yeah, it's very similar. We say blai. But then I have used blai as a Finnish verb rather than as an aspect marker. So
Yeah,
this is
that's why
something
I
to
said
investigate.
termination. Yeah, I use the term termination when I analyze
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean it indicates the completion of the action of the verb. Yeah.
yeah. I feel that in Anok Tripura, the high is the completive aspect, and the tense system is a bit tricky. But as it's his preliminary work, so I think he can explore more.
But 1 second, let us also look at this sentence I one. Chung samu tang plai u. So here you have glossed it as we can complete the work. So where is the completive? We can. This is a mood. We are talking about the
A
possibility.
is actually not adjective, I think, non-finite form.
But ply is there, but then the gloss is given as we can complete the work. So there is no completive meaning in the gloss. It just shows about possibility. It's a mood marker. So something is wrong with the glossing here.
Sir, can I just say something?
Timothy, yeah. Yes,
Go ahead.
Timothy.
Yeah, I think, as per my observation, it can be like that. The first sentence, we can complete the work, right? So, Seung Samung Tangplai Man. I think that man is the can, the word can. I think it should be like man. Seung Samung Tangplai Man. I think that man is missing maybe. What Potong sir
Yeah.
has observed.
Yeah, got it. I got it.
Man, that man is
Okay.
missing, I think.
One more
Seung
thing,
Samung
maybe like,
Tangplai Mana. Mana. Seung Samung Tangplai Mana.
but this sentence seems more like, we can do the work. And the problem may be with the form fly. Fly, actually, if it is a suffix,
Mhm.
it is, like a termination. But if it, occurs as a free word, as a verb, then it means like can. Maybe,
Okay, let us invite more
there's
questions.
the two different meanings, because if it is used as a free word, it means can actually as a verb. But fly as a suffix, it means termination.
So is it possible to say without the mang that Timothy has said, Kalka?
Ma'am, I think the sentence here, like tangplai you, like I think it can also be considered as like we have we have completed, or can be completed, because
So
the play yeah, the play is it is like finished, ma'am. So like, yeah, so like it's like completive, like complete, like tangplai you.
yeah, but the thing is, in that case, your tense system is a bit tricky. That's what I can see from here, because may not be present time in that case. It could be habituality. It could be generic habituality. So I feel like you need to explore Tripura as in having more aspectual system, or is it having both tense and aspect? We need to look into it.
Yes, yes, I'll look into it. Yeah, maybe like I'm confused with the aspect system. So yeah, I will definitely look
Yeah,
into it.
I can remember.
You are muted. Alendro, you are muted. You are muted.
Pauline, we cannot hear you.
Two meanings, according to me. Fly as a verb, plan.
Can you please repeat, Pauline? We were not able to hear you.
I was not audible, I think. Yeah. So some connection problem was there. So yeah, I analyzed this language as I can remember. Actually, fly as a free word, it is a verb, which means plan. And if it occurs in the form of a suffix, it means termination. Yeah, that's my point. So uh, here, I think there is, you cannot use this word can. The meaning, according to me, should be we uh, completed the work. That's all.
Okay, let us keep that for another discussion. Let us invite other questions. If you have any other questions from the audience, we have spent too much time there. So the presenter can consult Alendro in this regard. Yeah.
Okay.
Any
Yeah.
other questions? So my feeling is that this u, which is transcribed as w, it is also showing like present tense, like now. Then somewhere it is showing habitual marker. Then somewhere it is showing present tense marker. To my mind, this u is not a, what do you call it? It's not a tense marker. Rather, I am not very sure, so I'm quite hesitant to tell it now. Perhaps this can be some kind of like the declarative marker or some kind of mood marker. And then you have the apply, which is definitely aspect. So you have more of aspect. And then to term this U as present and habitual in many places. So there are many doubts in my mind, but since I have not worked on the language, so I cannot tell definitively on this matter.
Oh yeah.
So something like U, W should be something like declarative marker. Then ha, instead of past tense, it could be some kind of maybe kind of a different form of some other mood marker like definitive marker or something. There you even nai, you have to gloss it as nai is a definitive future. So my assumption is that the tense does not lie in wu, ha, and nai. Somewhere the notion of time lies with the aspect, this ply thing. Anyway, that is my observation. I'm not saying that this is the correct analysis. Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you, sir.
Because in Kuki-Chin language and other languages, our languages don't have, we don't have tense. So the notion of tense is distinguished by adverb of time, kind of yesterday, today, now, kind of thing. But we have something like aspectual marker, like you have something like completive, ongoing. Like ply is completive. Somewhere you have like ongoing, continuative. What is your continuative marker? Can you show me your continuative marker?
Yes, sir.
What you call progressive? You call it a continuative. Your continuative marker is something like bu tang. Which is your continuative marker? We is your continuative marker.
Yes, sir.
And then the O may not signify the tense here. It may be something else. This is what I'm assuming, but I'm not sure because the notion of time comes from we here. And this O may not indicate what you call tense or time here. Anyway, you consult expert on this matter. That is what something I wanted to tell, but don't take it that this is correct analysis. This is something that I thought I will raise it. Okay. Any other question? Any other questions?
No questions, sir. Only one addition I can, if I have there about this, this prism as well as this habitual marker. So the same marker is in Boro also. Actually, we use it in present tense, and that can come in habitual, form of sentences also. So I think we can simply mark it as present. It is, more like ES marker with a verb in English, but not, there is no difference in between, plural and singular like in English.
Okay, just take those things into consideration. One of the reasons why we are not able to come definitively at a definitive conclusion is that the notion
Hello,
of
sir.
yeah,
Sir, am I audible?
yeah, you are.
Sir, here it seems like that ui is like conjunctive particle joining the two verbs, sir. Be thangi tongo. It's more
Then
like conjunctive particle.
if it is
It's
conjunctive
connecting.
particle, then what will be the meaning? Because he or she is going, there is no conjunctive.
Going is that progressive is sense in the B, that B, not tongo. Tongo, that progressive sense is there.
So progressive
It's
sense is marked by
in
O.
tongo. That B present, something like that. That's make the sense of a progress. Exist.
Yeah, actually,
Dong means exist.
it's
Yeah, that's what I.
it serializes the verbs actually, the main verb and the auxiliary verb, and the same is the case in Assamese and in Dimasa also. It is not ing marker in, not like ing marker, progressive marker in English. Yeah, this is like how the two verbs are connected, arranged. So it will
Yeah, with the
it is
help
a
of
marker. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We can call it a conjunctive particle also. If we call, it is a complex verb, the progressive usually, it is a combination of the main verb and auxiliary verb. So in between that marker comes. That way we can call it a conjunctive particle.
And that last O might be the declarative marker. That is not exactly the tense marker. Yes, I feel. Yeah.
No, what I am saying is that I don't know because bu is a pronoun, third person pronoun, then tang is go, and this we is giving some kind of like a continuous aspect because your gloss also is not showing, your gloss also is not accurate. So something like we signifies like continuous aspect, like ing form, continuous, like going. And then he's saying that tong is another B verb again. So even the gloss is not reflecting that. So I really don't.
Yes, sir. Something like that. He's the work. What he's the go exists. Something like that.
So where do you,
Yeah.
once again, where do you get this meaning? Where do you get the meaning of this continuous action, then going? Do you get in we or do you get in tong or do you get in o? Where do you get
Yeah,
that?
Tong.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
Okay.
if you compare it with Hindi also, it is like Zakar Raho. Zakar. This is done in Hindi.
raho, something. Yeah. That
Yeah,
tong.
like
Raho. Stay.
Zakar. Like that.
Stay going. Something
The
like that.
sense, the sense is continuous. progressive. But there is no progressive marker as such.
Yeah, that is
Really,
a conjunctive
it
particle.
could, yeah, it could be like it could be non-finite NF and tong can be
Okay.
exist, and that
Yeah.
solves the confusion.
Yeah.
That
Okay, so let us try to wind up as a concluding remark. One of the reasons why we are not able to conclusively arrive at the notion of what they call tense and aspect is that at the very outset, you must be very clear what you mean by tense. If a language is tense, you are talking about grammatical tense. Like in English, I say, I go, I went, or I say, I eat, ate, eaten. So I eat, I ate, I have eaten. So those kind of thing gives you tense, the meaning of tense. But in our languages, in many Tibeto-Burman languages, we don't have that distinction in tense. What we have is some kind of aspect. This means the internal extrapolation, means internal activity, whether an action was finished a few while ago or it is continuing. So if you get that kind of what you call explanation very clear from the beginning, otherwise, any person who works on tense and aspect, I've seen in many universities, is that we are not very clear with the notion of what is tense. We are not clear with the notion of aspect. As a result, when we analyze, we mess up the two things. And also, that is what you will be continuously facing. If it is part of your work, you will continually face this problem. That's why be clear with what you mean by tense, be clear with what you mean by aspect. Once this distinction is clear, then the rest of the analysis will be clearer. Otherwise, we will go into this kind of confusion every time you look into the data. This is my suggestion. So there are good books on tense and aspect. I think I've forgotten the books. So Monali and other people can mention you those books. So be clear with the notion of what is tense and aspect. This is my suggestion.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I will definitely clear all my doubts and yeah.
Yeah, Monali, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much, Professor Haukip, for chairing the session for two presentations. Elizabeth Rankol, who presented on sound change of Sak and Thang Rankol, and Salka Tripura on tense and aspect in Tripura. And we had very productive and fruitful discussion. I hope that both the presenters have got immense comments and insightful feedback to refurnish their work, and we hope this will be valuable for you and your research. And thank you to all the participants present here online. And I would like to make one announcement, and that is we are very soon going to start a special lecture series, and our presenter will be Dr. Kailatbo Daimai, and he will be delivering his talk on Monday. So we will be circulating the flyer very soon. And thank you so much, everyone, for taking your time and being here today. And have a wonderful evening and good night.
Thank you. Good night.